So in this week's video, I'm going to run through my favorite accessories for the Nikon Zf. Right out of the box, the Nikon Zf is an incredible camera. If I could only have one camera and I had to use it for both professional work and for fun, this is the camera that I would choose. I think that this is a camera that invites you to make it your own. There are ways that you can customize it and, in my opinion, even improve it. The first two accessories I'm going to talk about address the single most common complaint about the Nikon Zf. And I complained about it too a few months ago when I was doing my 1-year review video. And that complaint is the ergonomics. The Zf is exceptionally well built. It has a magnesium alloy body, it has brass dials, it has a very premium feel. But if you are going to handhold this camera all day, you will wish that the camera had better ergonomics. The Zf's design is inspired by some classic Nikon film cameras, including the FE2. And you can see here on my FE2 that there is really no grip. And it's the same for the Zf. The Zf has not really a grip, it has a bump. It has a nubbin. There are a few ways around this. You can use a strap, you can carry a bag. I'll talk about both of those things in a moment. But there are a couple things that I use, and I want to talk about those two accessories now. The first is an L-shaped grip, and this is from Small Rig, and I actually switch between two versions of the Small Rig L grip. There's the original, which is this one, and then there is this one, which has, I don't know if you can see that, a wooden handle. And so I'll put this on here so you can see what it looks like. Both of these grips have a little thumb screw at the bottom. They have an Arca-Swiss plate, which you can use, for quick attachment to your tripod, and I use Arca-Swiss on all of my tripods. So that's great. With these grips on the camera, the Zf feels great in the hand. And the ergonomics are more like the other cameras in the Nikon Z system. But there are some trade-offs that you should know about. You are going to sacrifice some of the throwback aesthetics if that authenticity is important to you. Plus, you're going to add weight to a camera that's already quite heavy. But my biggest pet peeve is that with the Small Rig grip on here, sometimes it can be a little bit of an annoyance or a faff to get the SD card out, especially if you don't have long fingernails. Maybe I should stop complaining about that because every time I try to show it on camera, it ends up being just fine. So at any rate, no matter what, it is a minor gripe, and especially compared with how good the camera is. And so I think for most people, one of the L-Rig grips is going to be pretty close to essential. Nikon even sells them with the camera. L-grip is one way that I improve the ergonomics. The other way is with this leather half case from a company whose name I can't pronounce. It's called Iboris. I'll put it up on the screen. Now this one doesn't have one of those thumb screws. You actually have to use something to really lock it in, which I always carry this Velo Cool tool on my keychain. And so this is always handy, but you can also use keys or a coin. What's nice about this is, well, there are a few things. One is it has a grip, and it's got a really nice little grip here. It has a 1/4-inch screw hole at the bottom so you can attach it to a tripod. You can see that it doesn't interfere with, is that coming through? You can see that it doesn't interfere with the flip screen, and you can still access all of the ports here, as well as, of course, the battery and the memory card. Once again, it's a little bit deep, but it's not too bad. Here's what it looks like. Put it. I think it looks really nice. But it is on the expensive side. Small Rig just released its own half case in the last few weeks. I did actually try that first. I got it in brown. I actually didn't like how the Small Rig looked. It was very, very shiny. It's a synthetic leather. And so I ended up returning it and I bit the bullet and I bought this, which is twice as expensive. It's genuine leather, and I'm very, very happy with it. But what it does not have is it doesn't come with a strap. The small rig half case comes with a strap. But I'm actually fine that this doesn't, because it actually matches, I think, really well my two favorite straps for this camera. Both the camera straps that I use most often on this camera, the neck strap and the wrist strap, are from Clever Supply Company. The neck strap is the Clever Supply adjustable anchor strap. And it's adjustable between 40 and 49 inches, kind of depending on if I want to wear it in the front or crossbody. And then the hand strap is the Clever Supply anchor strap. Both of these are full grain leather. They are in the chestnut color with brass hardware. And both of these are compatible with Peak Design quick release anchors. And maybe I'll mention those here too, because they're a big part of how I use this camera. These Peak Design anchors are genius. They attach to the sides, just like so, and they make it really easy to switch between straps. So if I want to put on the camera the wrist strap, I just do this. I'm ready to go. They're also super easy to take on and off, unlike other straps. So I use these. I have been actually using the Peak Design anchors for 5 years, and I'm not exaggerating. It was like 3 days ago that I discovered that they come in black and not just in red. But I found out they come in black, which I like on the ZF because it kind of disappears. It doesn't draw attention to itself. The next accessory that I want to recommend for the ZF is this. Can you do that? Okay. A soft shutter button. The ZF's shutter button is threaded, so you can add a soft shutter button if you want. And my reason for adding one of these has nothing to do with function and everything to do with aesthetics. I've actually collected quite a few of these over the years. Most of them very, very cheap. Some have even come free. Small rig will often include these red soft shutter buttons in some of the accessories that you buy. And I think these look really good. Most of these, as I say, are cheap. I bought a couple from Polar Pro that were actually kind of on the expensive side, especially considering how often I lose these. But the one that has stayed on my camera ever since I got it, it's great. If I lose this, I'll get another one, is this wooden concave soft shutter release button from VKO. And I don't know what kind of wood it is. I looked it up before I started to record. It just said red. The point is that maybe you're starting to see how the accessories that I use with my ZF are reflections of my style, my preferences, my personality. Yes, this is a really impressive digital tool, but I like the look and feel of natural materials like wood, like leather, and so that's how I have customized the ZF. Now I want to share the 3 lenses that I use most often with the ZF. These two, this is the 28mm f2.8 from Nikon. This is the 40mm f2. These are both the kind of the special edition series. These are my 2 favorite focal lengths, 28mm and especially 40mm. These lenses match the camera very, very well, in my opinion. So let's see how this looks. You definitely have the vintage vibe. These lenses are also reasonably sharp. They're also reasonably bright at f2 and f2.8. That's kind of nice. My current favorite lens for the ZF, though, is this one. This is the Voigtlander 40mm Nocton f1.2, a spherical lens. In some order, that is what the lens is called. This is a really, really nice and a very fun lens. This lens is compact. Here, I'll show you. It's all metal. And at that 1.2 aperture, it produces beautiful bokeh. It's a manual focus lens, but it communicates with the camera. So not only do you get the EXIF data, but you also get to take advantage of the great manual focus assist features on the ZF, and that now come on the Z8, which is what I'm filming with now, as well as I think 1 or 2 other Nikon cameras. And I'm making a dedicated video about this combination that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. With those lenses, I will often attach a Tiffin Black Pro Mist filter. This is a 1/4 density version. And this filter is known for the way it makes the highlights bloom. The bright points of light in your shot kind of take on a soft cinematic glow instead of looking harsh. And so I really like using this at night. It also lifts the shadows a little bit. The result is an image that feels smoother and more atmospheric. I even use one of these filters on my video lens that's filming me right now, because it also kind of smooths out the skin. And so this can be nice for portrait work as well. Now I'm making a mess. Let's start by moving some of these things away. When I go out shooting with the ZF, the bag I bring most often is the Bellroy Venture 10-liter Sling. This is a compact bag, but I can easily fit this camera and a couple extra lenses, plus I have room for keys, wallet, lens wipes, and other items. I like that it's not bulky like other camera bags. I think it's very comfortable across the shoulder. It still has enough padding and organization on the inside to keep my gear organized and safe. I also love that it doesn't scream camera bag, so I feel like I can wear it without drawing attention to myself. To wrap this up, the Nikon ZF is already an incredible camera, but the right accessories make it even more enjoyable to use and more personal. For me, they solve little problems like ergonomics, they add comfort for long shooting days, and they reflect my own style with materials like wood and leather. And that mix of capability and personality and personalization is why the ZF has become one of my all-time favorite cameras. If you're shooting with the ZF, I would love to hear what accessories are you using to make it your own. Drop a comment below, let me know, let other folks here know which accessories are your favorite for the Nikon ZF. I'll wrap it up there and just say thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.